So carrying on with the interview discussions, people get kind of a little bit confused with the situation, task, action, result interview, which is, a competency-based interview process. And I have to say, I'm sometimes never great at these. It's a bit like telling a story, but it's a complete story. And if you're going for an interview with the civil service or the NHS or some public sector bodies, then it's really important to structure it so they understand that you're talking about situation, task, action, result, and you tell a whole story. If you are going for an interview with a commercial organization, then structuring the interview in that way or the answer in that way, but without the pointers, can be good enough. But it is a good discipline to get into to talk about or to deliver the answers in a very structured way because it's a good habit. Okay. Unlike me, where sometimes I assume that people get the result, I think that it's just a great habit to get into. Okay. So again, if we use our achievements as answers, so if somebody asks you a question and we revert to our CV where we've got our achievements that we are proud of, then it's much easier to talk through a process that we've been involved with. Okay, and we can deliver a fuller answer. So I think my advice around competency-based answers is to almost pick the processes that you are going to talk through and practice the answers so you're giving those structured answers. And make sure you're following the process fully. Because if you can do that, and then you can start doing it in all of your interviews, then it's a great habit to get into. What I also think you should do with all interviews is remember, it is a human process. A bit of humor and humility is always a good thing as well. Okay, so nobody's perfect. So we can kind of have a bit of a laugh or a little bit of humor in an interview. Okay, because again, we are hiring people. So I think that, to try and just be normal is a really great thing. Okay, but just be structured where you need to be structured. Okay, so with a competency interview, structure. Okay, situation, task, action, result. That's all you've got to keep in mind.